Why would Biden do this? To create chaos? To sow discord? What is the answer to this mess for Biden and the Democrats? More Big Brother? More control? Even changing our culture?
My family's ranch is down in Yuma, and we have illegals on our land a lot. So we've shot at them, and our Second Amendment rights to stand our ground. I'm worried that the Democrats are going to send me to jail, if I hit one of them, right?
They have more rights than we do.
Yeah, it's like I can't shoot at them when, as they cross the border and stuff. I think I might have hit someone. And I was distressed about it for a week. Yeah.
You say a prayer because this country needs it. But there's a bunch of people that are ready to go into action.
If you're not familiar, this is Arizona Representative Paul Gosar, one of the most disgusting members of Congress, who has proved time and time again that he belongs nowhere near the levers of power.
Do you help support pardons for people that were using their Second Amendment rights, against people trying to come over the border?
And she puts the National Guard on the border. I guarantee you're going to have a response.
Yeah. You're going to have because I think it's Second Amendment.
My parents immigrated here legally. That's the way you have to do it.
Absolutely. There's a right way and a wrong way.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Agreed.
Thank you so much.
While campaigning for MAGA loser Kari Lake, Gosar admitted that he supports the National Guard shooting people trying to cross the southern border. Sadly, though, we're just scratching the surface of how deep Gosar's ugliness goes.
My mission is to defend and carry the platform. The Republican Party can run and win on an America First agenda. A country without a border is not a country. A nation without a people is not a nation. We have a climate crisis of intolerance. A climate crisis of communists who suppress free speech, suppress our votes, suppress our citizens in favor of aliens, and undermine our republic. The power structures did everything they could to defeat a populist America First president. But men don't gripe about fairness. President Trump's America First movement is high energy with a stoic spirit and the principles to prevail. America First is inevitable.
That was Gosar speaking at a Nick Fuentes organized white supremacist conference that other congressional white nationalists have visited before, including Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Mr. Vice President, I, Paul Gosar from Arizona.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Arizona rise?
I rise up for myself and 60 of my colleagues to object to the counting of the electoral ballots from Arizona.
Gosar was also a key player in Trump's coup attempt, furiously pushing the false conspiracy theory that Trump won the 2020 election.
The results we see here supposedly don't change the outcome, but there's more to the story. It's how those votes can be manipulated by the machine, and then the calibration or the certification of those ballots is covered up by the machine. They didn't provide different mechanisms, so they didn't allow a full canvas. They didn't have access to the routers. They didn't have full access for voter signature acuity and documentation and accuracy.
The gentleman
there's troubling problems here, and hopefully I'll be able to get some time yielded to me so I can explain even more.
Now, Gosar is facing even more criticism for the several horrible decisions he made when hiring his congressional staffers.
This staffer in his office, Wade Searle, evidence appears to link him to this sort of digital persona, Chicken Right, this network of interlinked social media accounts that has put out extremist content, including statements, referring to Jews as quote unquote hook-nosed bankers, disparaging Asians, minimizing slavery. And also, in addition to just being a social media account, this quote-unquote chicken persona was a leading figure in Nick Fuentes' organization. This guy has been linked to being a prominent follower of Nick Fuentes, who is an outright neo-Nazi. This Chicken Right account was credited to quote-unquote Wade and another person, quote-unquote Landon, who, we believe appears to be Landon Peterson, an intern in Gosar's office. So there are multiple people in the congressman's office linked to this incredibly extremist online activity and Nick Fuentes' Groyper movement. And all of these interlinked accounts promoted extremist content, promoted Gosar, talked about insider knowledge of Arizona Republicans. And then, the two most dramatic moments came as Wade Searle took his activism beyond social media. And Searle appeared to join Fuentes at a 2020 Stop the Steal rally. In addition to being a neo-Nazi, Fuentes was a big election denier whose followers had a major presence at January 6th. And you can see a man who appears to be Searle standing behind Fuentes at one of these rallies in Phoenix, Arizona. If we start to reach a point where we say we're not surprised by this, where we say, we expect this in Congress, then we're allowing it to become normal.
And Wade Searle isn't the only former Gosar staffer who is spewing out anti-Semitic rhetoric or racist beliefs, misogyny, and the list goes on, right? Because you have Alexander Katznelson and Samuel King who are also exhibiting similar behaviors. It is terrifying that these are people who are in some level of power, right, by way of their boss, and that they can be really close to what's going on in the government and our political system. And that should never be okay. And it should never be seen as, oh yeah, this is just what happens. It's very dangerous, because just imagine what those people could do if they gained even more power, right? Because clearly Gosar, even though he puts out statements like saying, been supportive of Israel and all that, has similar ideologies and similar viewpoints that his staffers had. So yeah, it is sickening to me that there are individuals who can be interns and they have such violent and harmful messages, right, that can actually lead to violence against marginalized communities.